I trust that you're well and that you also had an amazing evening. All right, so we're going to start with our lesson for today, right? And before we start with our lesson for today, you're going to log into the A plus classes.ca. Once you've logged into A plus classes.ca, you're going to log in with your username as well as your password. Sorry. All right, so once you've logged in with your username as well as your password, you're going to choose the subject. You're going to select the subject of language arts and then grade 6. All right, so in today's chapter, we're going to focus on the possessive pronouns. So, possessive pronouns. So, the chapter is possessive pronouns, and the lesson that we will be focusing on is use possessive pronouns. So, we need to use possessive pronouns. All right, before we go on to our tutorial page, right? Oh, yeah, possessive pronouns, right, are words like mine. So, it's words like mine, yours, theirs, ours, its, hers, or his, right? So those are possessive pronouns, right? It is mine, yours, theirs, ours, its, hers, or his, right? And possessive pronouns, they show who or what want something. Who it shows who or what something belongs to, right? Meaning that if something belongs to me, right? Then I can say it's mine. If something belongs to you, then it's yours, right? If something belongs to them or they, right, then we can say it's theirs. Something belongs to all of us, right? Then we can say it is ours, right? If it belongs to the girl, we can say it's hers. If it belongs to the boy, we can say it's his, right? So that is possessive pronouns. They show who or what something belongs to. And also possessive pronouns, it indicates ownership, right? Meaning it is mine or it is yours or it is theirs, right? So if something belongs to me or it belongs to you or them, then, we basically have ownership of it, right? Like, for example, a ball. If the ball belongs to you and you take the ball to the soccer field, right? It is still your ball, right? Meaning you would then say that the ball belongs to me. It is my ball, right? Because it basically indicates ownership, you being the owner of the ball. All right, back to the tutorial we go. So some possessive pronouns, right? They come before a noun. So some comes before a noun, right? And and the possessive pronouns that come before a noun, it is my, yours. So it's my, your, his, her, its, our, and their, right? So these words, or let's say these possessive pronouns, right? They usually come before a noun. So right, you can either say my t-shirt, your ball, his, something, her, whatever, right? So in this case, if we look at the examples over here, right, that is Tasha's car. So Tasha right, is a name of a person, right? So that is Tasha's car, right? So if we want to show or indicate ownership, right, then who does the car belong to? It belongs to Tasha's, right? Which means that then we can say that is her car instead of making mention of her name, right? If that car belonged to Ben, right? Ben being a man or boy, then we can say that is his car, right? So her referring to Tasha's, for example, and he's referring to Ben. All right. The next one, some possessive pronouns appear without a noun. So some appear without a noun, right? And they are mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, theirs, right? So these are the possessive pronouns that appears without a noun, which is mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs, right? Example, that is Tasha's car, right? So instead of saying that is her car, which comes before the noun, right? We're just going to say that it is hers, right? And the reason why we specifically just say that is hers because we already know that we are referring to the car, right? So we can just say that is hers. We don't necessarily have to make mention of the car, right? So that is hers. All right, let's look at the sentence. We need to complete the sentence with the correct possessive pronoun. That costume belongs to that woman, right? So that costume belongs to that woman. It is his costume, right? So if the costume belongs to that woman, do we say it is his costume? Do we say it is my costume, your costume, her costume, it's our or theirs, right? So we need to put the correct possessive pronoun on the line. So that costume belongs to that woman. Then we can then say it is her costume, right? Because her refers to a female, right? Girl or woman, right? So it is her costume. All right, the next one. Those flashlights belong to us. So those flashlights belong to us. So if those flashlight belongs to us, then we can say they are whose flashlight. So if it belongs to us, right, then we can say they are our. Because if it belongs to us, then it is our flashlights. So those flashlights belong to us. They are our flashlights. So if it belongs to us, then it is our flashlights, right? Here it says our. It shows the flashlight belongs to us. Next one. Those turtles belongs to those people. So if the turtles belongs to those people, right? Then they are whose turtles? So if it belongs to those people, then we can then say turtles, they are their turtles, right? So it belongs to them, meaning they are their turtle. And there it says the correct possessive pronoun is theirs. There shows or indicates that it belongs to those people or it belongs to them, right? All right. So that is how we use possessive pronouns, right? Remember, we mentioned that with possessive pronouns, with possessive pronouns, some comes before a noun. So some comes before a noun, and when a possessive pronoun comes before a noun, then we have pronouns such as, or possessive pronouns such as my, yours, your, his, her, its, our, and their, right? And that shows possession, or it shows that it belongs to you. It's like you are taking ownership thereof, right? And my, your, his, her, its, our, or they, it comes before the noun. Then we also have possessive pronouns, which appears without a noun, right? And these possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs, right? All right. So before we go on to the test, right, we are first going to do an activity on possessive pronouns, right? And remember, possessive pronouns, they show who or what something belongs to. So something belongs to them, their, it's theirs, it's mine, it's yours, his, hers, its, and so on. Okay, so now we're going to the first activity, right? Going to try and zoom it in. All right, so the first activity says you need to fill each blank with possessive pronouns from the box. We have mine, yours, ours, theirs, hers, its, his. We need to choose one of these words within the boxes and fill it in by the correct sentence, right? So the first one, it says, this is your cat. So if this is your cat, then it is it mine, yours, ours, theirs, hers, its, or his? So if it is your cat, then we can say it is yours. So if it is your cat, this is your cat, then we say it is yours. Those are their dirty socks. So those are their dirty socks. So we can just say they are. Is it mine, hers, its, his, ours, or theirs? So those are their dirty socks, which means that we can choose they are theirs, belongs to them, it's theirs. This is my parents' bed. So this is my parents' bed. It is. Let us rather not erase. All right, so this is my parents' bed, right? So if this is your parents' bed, then it means that it is theirs, right? So it is theirs because it's their bed, right? This is our secret room. So if this is our secret room, then it means that it is ours. Those are the princess's shoes. Those are the princess's shoes. They are, if that belongs to the princess, then we can say they are hers, right? Because it belongs to her. So hers. And these are John's and Judy's books. They are, we can say theirs, because it belongs to both of them. So theirs, right? So those are possessive pronouns, right? And we say that possessive pronouns, it shows ownership, and it shows that it is something that belongs to someone. If it's not mine, then it is yours, or it can be ours, or it can be theirs. It can either be hers, his, or its. Right? All right. Now, if we look at the other activity, the next activity that we have, all right. The first one says, before we go on to the first one, you need to choose the right possessive pronoun and pronoun word bank, right? There we have mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs. So we need to choose the correct pronoun within the word bank and fill it in the correct sentence, right? I have a new book. I have a new book. So if I have a new book, then I can then say it is mine because it's mine. I have a new book, which means that it is mine, meaning that it is my book. She has a new cat. She has a new cat. So if she has a new cat, who does the cat belong to? Right? It is hers because it belongs to her. So it is hers. It's her cat. They have new pillows. They have new pillows. So if they have new pillows, who does the pillows belong to? So we can say it is theirs because it's their pillows, right? They have new pillows, so it's theirs. We have new shoes, so we have new shoes. So who does the new shoes belong to? They are ours. It's ours. We have new shoes, which means that they are our shoes or ours. He has a new car. So if he has a new car, then who does the car belong to? The new car belong to? It is his new car. You have a new toy. So you have a new toy. So if you have a new toy, then it is your toy, which means that it is yours because the toy belongs to you. The dog has a new bone. So if the dog has a new bone, then it is, we can maybe say it is his new bone because we don't know if it is a girl or boy dog. Or we can say it is its new bone. Let's just stick to his. The book belongs to her. So if the book belongs to her, then it is hers, right? And the coat belongs to me. If something belongs to me, then definitely it is mine, right? Shows possessions, ownership, meaning that I own it, it belongs to me. The chair belongs to Mary. So if the chair belongs to Mary, then it is hers, right? Which is Mary's chair, right? And that is possessive pronouns. It shows possession, it shows ownership, and it shows that something belongs to that specific person or people or animal. All right, now we're going back to our tutorial page and we're going to do a little test on using possessive pronouns. So we're going to start with the test. You need to complete the sentence with the correct possessive pronoun. So you need to choose the correct option in the answers provided. That book belongs to you. So if the book belongs to you, then is it your book or it is my book? So if the book belongs to you, right? To the next person, is it your book or my book? All right, so if the book belongs to you, then we can say it is your book because it belongs to you. That candy belongs to her. That candy belongs to her. So if the candy belongs to her, then is it her candy or is it his candy? If the candy belongs to her, is it her candy or his candy? All right, so if the candy belongs to her, then we can say it is her candy. So if you have that, then well done. Those kites belong to all of us. They are, is it our kites or your kites? If the kites belong to all of us, right? Does it belong to, is it our kites or is it your kites? Those kites belong to all of us. So if the kites belong to all of us, then it means that it is our kites because it belongs to all of us. It is ours. Those flowers belongs to them. Those flowers belongs to them. So if the flowers belongs to them, then they are, is it mine flowers or their flowers? The flowers belongs to them, does it belong to me or mine or to them, which is their. All right. So if the flowers belongs to them, then we can say that they are their flowers, right? Those footballs belong to the 11th graders. So if the footballs belong to the 11th graders, then they are, is it mine or their footballs? All right, so it is their footballs, right? Those maps belong to us. So if the maps belong to us, then they are, is it our maps or your map? If the maps belong to us. All right, so if the maps belong to us, then it is our maps, right? That is our maps. Okay, to do the last one. Those mirrors belong to Nick and us. So if the mirrors belong to Nick and us, then they are, is it our or your mirrors? Those mirrors belong to Nick and us. They are our mirrors or your mirrors. All right, so if it belongs to Nick and us, then we can say it is our mirrors, right? Because it belongs to us as well as Nick, right? So it still belongs, it's ours. All right, so we're going back now, right? And that was the lesson on using possessive pronouns. And we said in the lesson of using possessive pronouns, some pronouns or some possessive pronouns come before a noun, right? And we said the possessive pronouns that come before a noun, they are my, your, his, her, its, our, and their, right? So those are the possessive pronouns that comes before a noun. And then we also have some possessive pronouns that does not appear with a noun, right? Which means that it appears without a noun. And they are, so the possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his, hers, its, our, theirs, right? And these are the possessive pronouns that appears without a noun. All right. So that is basically our lesson on the use of possessive pronouns as well as the chapter of possessive pronouns. So now you're going to go to the A plus classes.ca. You're going to the A plus classes.ca and you go to learning material. We go to grade 6, language arts, where the green book is. And then we go to the second workbook here. We have 4 different workbooks, right? We're going to the second workbook, right? That talks about grammar. So grammar practice book. Let's see. All right, so in the grammar practice book, we are going to page, let's start by just page 18. Page 18, we're scrolling down to page 18, 1, 8, 18. All the way to page 18, 16, 17, and 18. All right, so now this is a activity, or this is like language activities on, or grammar activities on possessive pronouns, right? And this links to our lesson that we did today, right, on possessive pronouns. And we also see that a possessive pronouns, it names a person or thing that has something, right? And a possessive pronoun does not contain an apostrophe. Some possessive pronouns appear before a noun and replace the name of a person or thing that has something, right? So instead of saying the person's name, we can either say her or we can say his, right? For example, Julia's group is finished. So instead of saying again Julian's group, we can say his group is finished because we are talking specifically about Julian's group. So other possessive pronouns can also stand alone within a sentence, right? An example of that is mine is the red one, right? The one on the table is yours. It's also bringing about a almost like a comparison. Well, not necessarily, but it's just instead of saying, we can just say like mine is red, belongs to me, and this one on the table is yours, belongs to you, right? It's yours, and mine is the red one. And also, do not confuse the possessive pronoun its, which is its without the apostrophe, with the contraction its, which is it apostrophe s, which stands for it is, right? So do not confuse the two possessive pronouns, right? For example, its without the apostrophe. It so its colors had faded, right? So it is a possessive pronoun. It is, or its apostrophe s, beginning to fade, meaning it is beginning to fade, and that is a contraction, not a possessive pronoun. All right. So now we're going to do the activity on identifying possessive pronouns. And we are now going to underline the possessive pronouns within the sentences below. All right. And then we don't have to, but we can write it in the space provided. So at the moment, I'm just going to underline the possessive pronoun within the sentence. Michael dropped his ice cream on the ground. So Michael dropped his ice cream on the ground. All right, so we can then, if we must identify one of the pronouns, then we can then identify his, right? Because Michael dropped his ice cream on the ground. Belongs to Michael. It's his ice cream, right? Several people claimed the prize was theirs, right? They claimed that it belonged to them. So if it belongs to them, then we can say it was theirs. Susan and Hussein closed their eyes when Kelly brought out the cake. So Susan and Hussein, right? They closed their eyes, meaning Susan's eyes and Hussein's eyes when Kelly brought out the cake. So their eyes. We couldn't decide which of the cars was ours. We couldn't decide which of the cars was ours, meaning that it belonged to us. So we, right? If it is we, then it is ours, right? Not theirs, ours. Our track team took first place. Whose track? Our track team, right? Took first place. All right, the next one. Do you have my tips? Do you have my tips? Right? So these tips belongs to me. So do you have my tips, right? And my means that they belong to me. It's mine. She was looking for her book. She was looking for her book, right? So whose books was she looking for? She was looking for her books. Does Kaylee's watch show the same time as yours? Does Kaylee's watch show the same time as yours? Yours is the possessive pronoun. And I got mine before you did. Right? So me or mine, this belongs to me. The dog lost its collar. The dog lost its collar, right? Meaning it belongs to the dog. It's its collar, right? So that is us underlining and identifying the possessive pronouns within that 10 sentences. All right, so now we are going to use or using possessive pronouns correctly, right? And remember, we said that we do not add an apostrophe. There's no apostrophes at all. Write the correct word from the parentheses in each sentence. Please see if your painting is dry, right? So I'm not going to rewrite it, I'm just going to underline the correct word within the sentence. So please see if Is it your, you are with the apostrophe, or your, Y-O-U-R? I'm gonna go with your painting is dry. It's too early to go to the show. It's too early to go to the show, right? In this case, as much as we need to identify the possessive pronouns, right? It's supposed to be it is go to the show, right? So it's apostrophe is. They, their, which is apostrophe, or their latest record is selling well. We can say their belongs to them. And I wonder if your brother will go with me, right? So which means that your brother, right? And did the dog lose its color or it is color? Its color, right? And those are but an example, or few, let's say, few like activity with five sentences of using possessive pronouns correctly, right? And remember the it's, right, which is its without the apostrophe, and it's it apostrophe s, right? The one shows possessive pronoun, or it is a possessive pronoun, and the other one is a contraction. So it apostrophe s means it is, or it stands for it is, right? So that is our activities on using the possessive pronouns, where we underline the correct parentheses within the sentence, right? Or get the correct word from the parentheses. And then the other one activity we did was to identify possessive pronouns within the sentences by underlining the correct pronoun, right? And we said possessive pronouns, possessive pronouns, it shows words either like mine, yours, ours, theirs, his, hers, its, right? So those are possessive pronouns. You get ones that appears before a noun, and we have one that basically just stands alone without being in front of a noun. All right, so that was now the grammar part on the possessive pronouns, and we also did, or we finished the tutorial as well as the test on the use of possessive pronouns. So, grade six, that is the end of our lesson on possessive pronouns. So that's the end of our lesson on possessive pronouns and the use of possessive pronouns. Thank you very much for joining our class. And I hope to see you next time. So have an amazing evening further. Good night.